Welcome to Fieldsports Britain, and I'm joined by London 2012 Olympic trap hopeful Abby Burton. Abby, we are not worthy.
Well, I'm privileged to be with you today, Charlie, I'm sure.
It's brilliant to see you. Coming up in the programme, winter pigeon shooting. We're off with the Woodspring Pigeon and Wildfowling Club in Somerset.
And we are here today at Brook Bank shooting ground, where I will be showing you how to shoot some of their stands.
But first, Abby, you are a habitual rabbiter, aren't you?
I am, only with a quad bike and shotgun though, but we're down in Sussex to see a monstrous rabbiting truck.
Tim Pilbeam is a man with a dark side. On the surface, he is a successful businessman, farmer and family man with a Range Rover. However, Dr. Frankenstein has a guilty pleasure. He's created a freak, an animal, an ugly brute of a machine with a throbbing V8. There's some quite awful cosmetic surgery, but the modifications are all designed and fine-tuned to create the ultimate foxing and rabbiting machine. There's even room for the hounds of hell. Well, maybe not.
This is my rabbit truck. It's based on a Discovery 4-litre petrol with a 5-speed manual gearbox, and I have a lot of fun with this. The driving controls have been extended to allow me to drive the vehicle from the roof of the car. Even the steering wheel has been extended as well, and we fitted some crop sprayer tyres which are 22 inches wide, so it enables us to go all through the year rabbit shooting.
Looks aren't everything, of course, and Tim's reasons for creating such a beast make perfect sense.
We shoot a lot of rabbits on the farm, and I wanted to find a more efficient way of dealing with them. So now the driver can drive the vehicle, and the two guns can be either side of the driver, so we actually can talk to each other. Also, with a shooting position of about 7 to 8 foot, you see a lot further, and it's a lot safer as well because you're shooting down into the ground. Regarding foxes, we're 7 foot to 9 foot in the air with the light, which means we can see a lot further, and we actually see a lot more foxes from the wagon because we're so high.
So we have a Land Rover Disco with a new role in life, and Tim takes us around his farm for a spin. The enormous agricultural tyres make it useful in all conditions and give decent ground clearance. It's a smooth ride, and Tim has found many admirers for his creation.
Every year we shoot about 300 rabbits on both farms, and foxes, we shoot about 20 to 30 foxes a year, but we do go and take this vehicle to other farms for the control rabbits and vermin.
You pimp your vehicle out to other people?
Yes, we go out to other farms to control their animals.
It also makes for a sociable evening.
Is there vehicle envy at all amongst the rest of the farmers of East Sussex?
Yeah, they do like it because we can actually have a talk, have a natter at the same time, and have a cup of tea at the same time as actually going out and shooting some rabbits. So it's very sociable as well.
So now we've spent all this time selling you the benefits of this vehicle. If you want one yourself, what's it going to cost?
I bought it from a scrapyard for £300. I had to put a new transfer box on the vehicle, which cost me £200, and then probably £100 on top of that, probably for bits and pieces. So not a lot of money, maybe £500–600, and I've got a fantastic shooting wagon.
A scrapyard challenge for all of us then. Back to the ranch, and Tim starts getting ready for an evening's shooting. For the past 3 years he's been loading his own ammunition. He finds it quite therapeutic, and it saves him money.
Just putting the primer in.
With the light fading, we fire up the disco, and we're joined by Tim's friend Eddie. Before we head out to the rape fields, Tim talks us through his very nice kit.
Okay, we've got a specialised rifle here. It's an RPA thumbhole hunter in a 243 calibre. The 243 is ideal for shooting foxes and also is a legal calibre for deer. On the rifle we've got a telescopic sight, a European one, Smith & Bender, and they have very, very good quality optics, just right for night shooting, which is very, very important if you want to spot fox at night time, because it's very, very important to make sure you can see the outline of their body before you actually take a shot, to make sure you actually are shooting at a fox. I've had this bit of kit for over 2 years now. This is not essential for the fox shooter. It's a very, very expensive bit of kit. I like an accurate rifle, so I've spent the money on an accurate gun, but it's not essential for fox shooting. The most important thing is to have a reasonably accurate gun, but also very, very good optics.
Tim usually has 2 rifles with him on his excursions, but it would be too much of a squeeze on the roof. So Eddie is the man on the mission this evening. We burble along the edge of the field and soon see rabbits darting in front of the lamp. Now the beast can show its teeth.
Quick, come on, goody. Okay, shooting. We prefer to use a petrol V8 because it allows us to shoot the quarry when the vehicle's idling. The diesel engine, when idling, shakes the rifle too much, so we always lean towards the petrol V8.
No sign of foxes, so Tim gets out his digital fox caller.
This is a Fox Pro digital caller with a remote handheld device. As with most digital callers, they're very, very good at drawing in foxes from a long range, and we find them very, very useful. Maybe not so essential if you're calling in foxes from a short range, but they can be very, very effective. So I want to change the sound again, so I'll move it to something else. I can turn it around and see what I need. I've got 31 different sounds here, and if this sound isn't working properly, I'll change it to another one. Okay, I'm going to go for a vole, which is quite effective actually at certain times of year. That's a bear.
Maybe there's too much choice on a bit of kit like this. The beast continues on its night crawl, and we get another rabbit before the V8 grinds to a halt. The engine may be smooth, but it's also thirsty. It's only been a short outing, but we've put the rabbit muncher to the test. She's passed with flying colours. Time to put her safely back in her lair.
So now, from bunnies to birds, I hear you've been pigeon shooting.
I have. I've been off with the remarkably versatile Woodspring Pigeon and Wildfowling Club in Somerset.
We drop in to see pest controller Rob Collins at the end of a busy day for him. Rob explains the farmer's problem here.
Well, yeah, what more can you say? I mean, look how bare this piece of ground is. As I walked this field off this afternoon, there's probably 600 to 800 birds out here. I mean, if you look either side of where we're stood, you've got 6 to 8 inches high. What have we got here? Stripped bare and barely, you know, maybe, I don't know, 2 inches at the most.
800 birds on this piece.
Just this small piece, yeah.
Rob's already put up his hide and set up his decoys.
With the rotary machines, I think if you use them too much, it can scare as many birds away as it brings in. So that's why one of the reasons why I don't like to use them too often.
Okay.
And you know.
But Rob's not just interested in looking after his farmers. He has a wider aim. As we wait for the last pigeons to fly in, he explains.
And the more kids I get out here and teach them about shooting. And pigeon shooting I use as a fundamental base before we move on to any other type of shooting, from wildfowling to air rifle to stalking to lamping to all sorts of different things.
So you take them on all those things as well?
Everything, everything in the club, the kids are welcome on.
This is a paradise.
The pigeons provide frequent interruptions. While we're with Rob, the pigeon's behaviour changes from coming into decoys to coming into roost.
There you go, got a one with his landing gear down. Would you like it, Charlie, or me? problem kids. Kids that people say, oh, he's no good. There's never a bad kid. It's just a bad start. One lad, father in prison. We've got some birds dropping across this way. They're high, they're not going to decoy yet. They may come back. Father went to prison. Mother, well, left a lot to be desired for. And again, I saw a bright spark in the lad. He was classed as a wrong 'un. He's now got his own dogs, his own guns. He's 23, 4 now. I had him from about the age of 13, 14. And the other day, he gave me a lovely present. And he said, thank you very much, you saved my life. I would have been in prison if it weren't for you. And yeah, he gave me a wonderful gift the other day of a tankard.
Lovely. Yeah.
And you know, he just said just to roll on it. That's, you know, but what more could you say, you know?
That's really special.
You know, that was it. So that won't be getting drunk out of us, put somewhere safe.
No,
special.
Yeah. Around.
Look at this lot above the wood. Yep. Swirling and circling.
Yeah.
I think they're seeing you, Charlie. I think we need to. What we need to do is, when they come round, is keep a bit lower.
Okay.
And I think what I'll do is chuck that jacket on. Generally, I only agree with only one person at a time shooting in the hide. The other gun should be in the slip.
Yeah.
Generally, in terms, it's due to people getting excited and the flock of pigeons coming in, both people jumping up, opening fire. Sure. And that becomes a problem.
Well, have you ever heard of an accident?
I've heard of them, I've never seen them.
Mm.
Generally, you know, if I've got a young shot on the hide or an inexperienced gun, I wouldn't have a gun in my hand anyway. I would be teaching. When I'm stood there with 2 experienced shots, and the hide etiquette is, like I said to you, you take the first birds coming in.
Yep.
When you took your shot, your gun was already empty.
Yep.
I swung and took the second bird going away.
Yep.
You know, there was no danger. Your gun was this way, mine was this way.
That's right. Yeah.
Again, that's an experienced shot. That's not something I recommend to inexperienced shots or youngsters.
No.
Again, when I'm teaching, I only have one gun out of the hide, out of the slip at a time.
But it is a sociable thing, isn't it, hide,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, there's nothing more lonely than sitting in the hide, you know, especially when the pigeons aren't playing ball.
Yes.
And you're on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's a place for reflection and, you know, a way to look at your life or just get some inner peace or whatever. But there's nothing like shooting with your best mate or shooting with your dad, or in my case, shooting with my dad, my granddad, my kids, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
He's been shot at before, that fella.
He knows all about it. There's a few right on the other end of the field just having a scoot around, aren't there?
Yeah, there's 3 or 4. Like I say, they're spreading down towards that copsewood at the bottom.
Yeah. Good.
Fetch him on! Heel.
He's shot a few, made a small dent in the farmer's pigeon problem, but above all, he is achieving his mission of providing sport for kids in this part of the West Country, south of Bristol.
Walk. Hey, walk. You're being a monkey today, what's the matter with you? Just because there's a new female down there.
I'm just a few miles away from Charlie here at the Brook Bank shooting ground in Somerset. Here's what it's like, and I'm going to show you how to shoot it. The present owners took on Brook Bank 25 years ago and have turned it into one of the premier competition grounds in the North Somerset area. It's also a superb venue for a few friends to get together and go shooting. Some of the top names in clay shooting have happy memories of Brook Bank. I talked to Marcus Idden.
I came here for the British Open ball trap, and on the first day shot, I think it was a 97 or a 96, and I was 95 it was in fact, and shot, went away scratching my head. There was a 98, 99 on the leaderboard and thought that was it. Came back the next day and proceeded to shoot 100 straight to put me into a shoot-off. The gentleman who then became the silver medalist at the 1990 Olympics for trap, Ian Peel, and Ian and myself are very long-standing British teammates. We shot for, both of us had shot for Great Britain for many years, and we went into a shoot-off, and the first 25 we were head-to-head and tied. The second 25 we were head-to-head and tied, and then we went into a sudden death single-barrel final, and which I managed to pip Ian, but on the, I think it was the 11th target. And we actually, I was like over the moon because it was the first time I'd won the British Ball Trap Championship. And I met Ian on the way home at the services and bought him his tea. But it was the ground. Having come back here now today, the ground has changed so much. It's looks absolutely superb shooting facility.
One of the top school shooting teams uses Brook Bank as its home ground. Here's Millfield School Boys team captain Dan Hackett.
We're top of the table at the moment for all schools throughout the country that compete. So yeah, we are the team to beat. I mean, it's been hard. I mean, I've been here for 4 years now. This is my 5th year. And when I first started, it was, you know, we weren't exactly a school to compete with. But you know, through the years now, we've had people come and go, and we've grown to be a strong team. So yeah, it's been good. Well, the girls have done exactly the same as us, including the girls have actually beaten some of the boys' teams whilst competing with the girls.
The girls' team captain, Laura Berkshire, did exceptionally well at last year's Schools Challenge.
I don't think we go and expect to win, but obviously we have done quite well with our teams recently, but I don't think we go and expect to win, really.
13 stands, something for everyone here at Brook Bank Shooting Ground, even a comfortable clubhouse. Now I'm going off to shoot a pair of incomers. This stand here gives you 2 clays coming over the tops of the trees. It's a bit like simulated duck coming over to land on a pond. The way in which I'm going to shoot this is I'm going to try and take them nice and early, because otherwise they're falling quite rapidly, which makes it more of a difficult shot. You're going to set your foot position up for where I'm going to take the shot, okay? But I'm going to just take a glance back to look for them coming over the head so I can pick them up nice and rapid. Another good thing about Brook Bank Shooting Ground is that you can actually come here and shoot alone. They have a claymate system that allows you to operate a countdown system in which you press the button, there's 4 beeps, and on the 4th beep the clay is released, giving you time to load the gun, close it and conduct your shot efficiently. This one here is again fast going away target straight away from us that would simulate driven grouse as you're walking up on the moors. The way in which I'm going to shoot this is the clays will come out. Again, I'm not going to let them go away too far because I'd like to shoot them nice and early where the shot is easier.
Well, that's what pigeons should look like, isn't it?
Decoy pigeon, yes.
At Roy Lupton's Eagle Experience, the eagle is the star of the show. Roy runs days where members of the public can come and watch not Harris or red-tailed hawks in action, but real live great big national emblem golden eagles owned and flown by him and his friends. The crowd doesn't get to stand around like they do at a football match. Roy puts his spectators to work. We're in the Berkshire countryside near Highclere Castle, and he needs them to put up hares.
You are a servant to your master.
The beaters don't have much luck to start with. In football terms, today looks like it's heading for a 0-0 draw. Then, just as we head home for lunch, a hare gets up. The stills photographers among the paying public were quicker to get it than we were. By the time we reach it with our camera, the eagle has caught the hare.
Well, everything's done on a fair trade. So you don't steal, or you don't allow the bird to think that you're stealing something from it. So what happens is when we're training the birds and working with the birds, bringing them up into hunting condition, then when they catch the lure or whatever else, then we give them a reward and then trade them off. And it's exactly the same as when they catch game. So when one of the eagles catches a hare, then we go in, we give the bird a reward. So I gave my young eagle the heart and lungs from the hare, and then traded him off to a chick, and he's quite happy because that's the routine that he's in, and he's quite happy to give up the hare and take his reward and carry on.
Now it really is the end of the day. Roy was lucky. As with all truly wild sports, you have to treat each positive result as a bonus.
Well, we're back next week with a special programme on Basque.
This has been Fieldsports Britain.
It flies, it dies.